Hi, it's Rachel from Sage. How are you today? I'm using a new filming setup today. So I think I'm now in HD, which is, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Anyway, I'm going to use some really old makeup today, and I want to talk to you about really old makeup and if it's safe to use or not. I've primed my lids, I've gelled my brows, I've put some primer on. I'm going to go straight in with some eyeshadow. This is one of the oldest palettes I have and one of my most treasured. BH's Avocado Toast, no longer available, of course. But I'm going to go in with the yellow shade, which is one of my favourite yellows. In fact, it probably is my most favourite yellow in my collection. So here's the thing with old makeup. If it smells okay, if it has not separated, if it is not fading on you, like when you do a patch test, then it's most likely okay to use. Now, having said that, powders are infinitely more long-lasting than cream products. Cream products do have generally some sort of oil base to them, and you know what happens to oil after a while. It starts to go rancid. So if oil is not, and they also tend to separate a lot more quickly as well. So even a cream to powder product, you might find that happening. And that's why if you have cream blushes, cream to powder eyeshadows, you might find that they degrade much more rapidly than this sort of thing. So there are no cream to powder anything in this palette. This is no longer available, of course, but I still wear it, I still love it, I still find that it works really, really well. So, you know, I don't have any qualms about continuing to use this palette. Now, it is incredibly expired in terms of how long, you know, according to the packaging, how long I should have used it after I'd opened it. I think they're usually 12 or 24 months. I mean, this is years and years old, and BH have been out of business for over 3 years. So this is an old palette. But as you can see, I'm having no trouble getting it to perform. No trouble at all. And whilst ever there's no weird smells, things aren't falling out of the pans, and there's no fallout at all, then I'm happy to use it. Now, would I use this on somebody else? No, I would not. I keep my kit makeup separate to my own personal makeup, and I use like a dot system where I know when I've opened it, I write the date on things when I've opened them, and I always check the expiry dates because I have to adhere to that because, you know, first of all, I would hate for someone to get sick from me having put makeup on them, right? And I would really like not to be sued on a purely selfish level. So, so that is, of course, you know, and there are guidelines, there are health guidelines that I, as a beauty operator, have to follow. So that is, you know, common sense, isn't it? Okay, that's that. Now I'll put some shimmer on. Right, so I'm going to put on one of my favourites in here, lemon pepper. It is unique. It has a green shift, but it's a champagne. It's not gold, and it's not yellow, but it's just got that hint of green that I really, really love, and I think is super flattering, especially with my eyes. So you can probably hear like a real rattling sound in the background. I apologise for that. It is middle of winter here in Australia, and that means where I live, high winds. We have extreme winds where I live, and it is because our farm is positioned between the only two mountain ranges in the entire area. We happen to live between the two of them. So it's sort of like a wind tunnel effect. Now, in the summer, that means we get a cooling breeze that other people around here don't get. But in the winter, it means we get the worst of the winds. Anyway, that's just how it is, and that's living here where I do. Now I'm going to put some of this chocolate brown one on the outer part of the lid. Look at that, still performs beautifully, no fallout. I'm putting it on with my finger, and it'll just blend super easily with the lemon pepper. So I've put them on two separate fingers so I can do that. Now that shade is called Expensive. Yes, avocados. That is certainly true. They are expensive, aren't they? Wipe my fingers on my trusty St. Jack towel and blend. I'd say that's a very wearable everyday look. Now, what am I doing today? I haven't got many things to do. I've done my tax return this morning. I'm going to the post office shortly to post the things that I need to post. My accountant thinks it's very humorous that I still keep printed receipts. But anyway, that is what I do. The mascara I've had this one open for a while, so I really should use it. The Essence Lash Princess. Now, talking about old makeup, anything that is wet, right, or goes this close to the eye, like eyeliners, for example. I mean, I race through eyeliners, felt tip, liquid, and pencil or gel. So it never really bothers me if I have old eyeliners, except I test them out regularly to see if they're still working. If they're flaky, chalky, falling apart, smelling funny, or, most of all, not producing any pigment or very little, then they just go in the bin, because there's nothing else you can do with products that go that close to the eye. Okay, so I advise people to toss out their mascaras every 3 to 6 months. Now, I know I've had clients who've told me, oh, I've had my mascara for years. Should I throw it out? And the first thing I say is, please do. Please do. I've also seen students at school, and this really gave me the shivers, sharing a mascara around. And I was on playground duty, and I had to go over and say to them, listen, please, please, please don't do that. That is the fastest way to give yourself an eye infection, and your friends will not love you anymore. And they said, how do you know? And I said, believe me, I know. So anyway, whether they did care or not remains to be seen. But I said what I said, and hopefully they listened. Teenagers sometimes will not, as we know, listen. And that's the nature of teenagers for you. So I've just done my brows off camera. Now this is a very old foundation that, oh yes, that's right, it has got a pump. And I think it's discontinued, but I bought it recently. So should I be wary of the dates? Yes, I probably should. But it doesn't smell funny. It's not separated. It's okay to use as far as I'm concerned. It's the Maybelline Superstay 30 Hour. Now, I think it's been replaced by that Lumi Matte stuff, which I did not like. And I didn't like it because I couldn't find a shade, first of all, that was they were very pink. I found them very pink. And the mat was just really drying. So I tried it on install, and then I went away and walked around for a while, and looked at myself in my compact mirror, and it looked like my face was cracking. And I have pretty well hydrated skin, as you would imagine, being so diligent with my skincare as I am. Now this one, on the other hand, is long wearing, light feeling on the skin, and if you can get your shade, and there used to be like a ton of shades available, I really like it. I think Maybelline have really, they've made some curious choices with some of their products in recent years, but overall, like their mascaras, their eyeliners are absolutely amazing. Their lip liners, I mean, why does anyone need to pay $40 for a lip liner? You absolutely don't. I'm not saying this is the best finish on my skin. I mean, it's not, it's not up there with my favourites, but for every day, especially at this time of year, I can get long wear out of this and I still look, okay. I think I look okay. So I will warm my face up a bit with some other things along the way. Now, the cream blush I used was not old. I would not use old cream blush. I think the oldest one I have is that Fenty one that's been on the chopping block several times. Now, it's not really a winter shade for me. I don't think so. I tell you what, it may well be going in my next declutter because I can't actually recall the last time I used it. And I think I can probably, I don't know, if it's too old to give away, then it'll have to go in the bin. But this is a bronzer. This is actually the second one of these. So whilst this isn't old, this is an older product to me and one that I love, the Mellow Powder Blush in Bronze Goddess. And at this time of year, it's perfect. It's perfect. I think I'm getting makeup on my collar, but whatever. All right, that's not looking too bad. I'm not doing a lot today, as you probably gathered, just being a sort of mooch about type of day. Now, the oldest setting spray that I have, because I race through them, it's not that it's old, it's just that I've used bottle after bottle after bottle of MAC Fix Plus. It's my OG favourite. Now this one I'm not so in love with, it's the matte one, but it's okay. But MAC Fix Plus, the original, which I don't have any of at the moment, is hands down my absolute favourite of all time. I have quite a few MAC favourites, as you by now would realise. So if you're unsure about the state of your makeup, definitely smell it. Definitely give it a spray with either some ethyl alcohol, isopropyl alcohol I should say, not ethyl, isopropyl alcohol. And the main thing you can do to prevent infection from face products is to wash your brushes and your sponges every week, at least once a week. I wash my brushes every Thursday night. And obviously any kit brushes get washed as soon as they're used because I cannot use them on another person again. So every Thursday night I wash my brushes, everything, my foundation brushes, any sponges I use. I very rarely use sponges anymore. Puffs, the velvet puffs, I wash them in the washing machine. I just put them in a lingerie bag and put them through the machine. And that is a more certain way that you can prevent infection. and also know that you're doing your skin a favour, especially if you suffer from perioral dermatitis, an acne sufferer, for example, because those conditions relate to bacteria, and acne we now know does. If you are continually using the same makeup application with a brush, a sponge, a puff that hasn't been washed, then you are basically reinfecting that area over and over again, and your skin barrier just does not have time to repair itself. So that is my hints for you as a beauty professional to, first of all, take care of your makeup, make sure take care of your skin, take care of your eyes and the nasal passages and your lips as well. Washing your face morning and night, or using a micellar water or a cleansing balm to take your makeup off, and then washing your face with a gentle, mild foaming cleanser or non-foaming cream cleanser, whatever it is you like to use. That is also another really good way to make sure that your skin is well prepared for makeup, and that if you have any irritations from your makeup, please get rid of it, and please take care of your skin and your eye area in particular. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. If you have any more questions about this, feel free to comment and I'll try and reply as soon as possible. Bye.